I did sue Ursula von der Leyen, and it's about principle. First of all, it's about principle. It's about my dignity as a person. Everybody, and especially Frau von der Leyen, should know about me that I'm a professor of law, and I'm a lawyer, and I'm a father, and I am a nationalist, and I do value my dignity. She told lies about me. Not only her, the spokesperson, the spokesman of the European Commission, also told lies about me. They told me that I am a friend of Putin. The fact that I submitted a very normal kind of procedure, parliamentary, democratic procedure. I'm speaking about the motion of no confidence. It's the propaganda, Russian propaganda. It's, I am the hand of Moscow. I am not. I am not a friend of Putin. I will not be. I will never be a friend of Putin, and I will never be a tool of Moscow. You know why? Because I am a Democrat. Naturally speaking from my gut, I'm a natural democratic person. Because of the fact that I'm a lawyer and I teach law, I cannot be extremist, or I cannot be pro-Russian, or I cannot be a friend of Moscow and Putin because of the fact that I'm a Democrat, and the Putin and Moscow regime are not democratic. They are authoritarian. They are practically totalitarian. And I very much dislike the idea of totalitarianism. Why? Because I lived in a totalitarian regime. I don't want to repeat this nightmare. I am the one who is mostly affected because I was the author of this motion of non-confidence. Actually, she said several times. She pronounced my name several times, saying that I'm somehow a conspiracy theorist, extremist, etc., etc. But it's also about the 7,879, I'm sorry, signatures of this motion of censure, all of them being qualified by Madame von der Leyen as being friends of Putin and of Moscow. So it's about me first, but it's also about the other signature of this motion of censure. This is why at least 10 or even 11 persons, MEPs, will also sue Madame von der Leyen. I'm a professor of law. I'm teaching European law, especially European business law, but also institutional European law. And I know that the treaties are also about the responsibility of the Commission for what the people representing the Commission are doing in a wrongful way. And there is a special kind of action in front of the Luxembourg Court. I'm speaking about the European Court of Justice, saying that if somebody representing the Commission is doing something wrongful and is damaging a person, natural person or legal person, the Commission will be liable, will be made accountable, and will pay the damages. This is why I decided to do this. And also, if I were to do this in Romania, I would think about the idea that we are speaking about a leader of the European Union. And maybe the judges here will probably be intimidated by this case, but it's not the same in the European Court of Justice. And also it's about the neutrality. Because, you know, it's not about the money. I asked for damages, punitive damages from defamation. It's about principle. Ursula von der Leyen is like a driver, like a drunk driver. And the boss is driving at 200 km/h, going directly, straight into a wall. Why is she unfit? First of all, because she, in both her mandates as President of the EU, led European Union businesses, politics, and, sociologically speaking, the society by the way of obsession. There is nothing else than obsession. It was the obsession with COVID. She managed somehow to get all together, all the decisions in her hands, in order to sign contracts for vaccines for something like $78 billion, $35 billion on SMS. This is Pfizer Gate. We don't know what those SMS are saying, but she made this contract directly negotiating with Borla from Pfizer. But through this way of this path of SMS, and look what happened with the so-called fighting against climate change. Everybody is now criticizing this idea because it's not a scientifically based idea and is also bankrupting the European Union. And also bankruptcy of the best, the most important economy of the European Union. I'm speaking about Germany, France, and Italy. They are all against this obsession of Madame von der Leyen with the so-called climate change. And the second, she's not credible anymore. And then when I'm speaking about this, I'm saying that the Trump administration for at least 6 months had no contact, no relation, no call, no direct discussion or meeting with Madame von der Leyen, nor even with us. I remember that I was in Washington to try to speak at events. They didn't want to speak to her, and what she did was to go to Arlington Cemetery in order to see the history of the independence of the United States, so she is not credible to speak to the Trump administration. And she's not credible to speak to China. She's not credible to speak to India, and she's not credible to speak to the Mercosur countries. All of these, at this moment when we speak, are motivations for the new. The two new motions of censure submitted by the left and also by the patriots, left and right. And this is why I said that she is not any more fit to lead the European Commission, because she is not credible anymore. It's a completely wrong accusation, first of all. Ours, it's a party with strong beliefs against imperialism, and especially the imperialism of Russia, because it's what Putin is doing for all this period of time as being the Tsar of Russia. It's imperialism. We cannot accept this because, as I told you, we are naturally speaking Democrats. Second, being conservative, being a sovereignist, being nationalist, national nationalist, doesn't mean to be pro-Russian. This means to be pro-Romanian. First of all, we are Romanians. Secondly, we are Europeans. First of all, as I told you and as we officially declared when we became members of the European Parliament 1 year ago, we consider this war to be an aggressive war, and we consider that Russia must stop this war immediately. The problem is that at this moment is not anymore, or is not only Putin, which benefits from war because Russia became a very, very strong, powerful economical empire, not just a nuclear power because of the war or thanks to the war. But I'm thinking about what the European Union is doing, paying a lot of money to those people to go to work and to be killed. I'm speaking about Ukrainians, we Europeans. We stay in front of the TVs, in front of the smartphone, and in front of the social network devices, and see what happened in this war. Being somehow quiet and calm about the fact that we pay the money for other people to go to work and to be killed. This is our position. Our position is that this war should be stopped immediately. Ursula von der Leyen started a program called Rearm EU. One of the portions of this program is called SAFE. SAFE. It's about giving to the member states $150 billion as a loan in order to buy weapons and to rebuild infrastructure in order to be fit for the war against Russia. And this program is illegal. And I'm not just telling this to you. I have evidence. The European Parliament sued the European Commission and the Council in front of the Luxembourg Court of Justice. European Court of Justice. Because of the fact that this program is illegal, they want this program to be suspended and also to be cancelled to to give again a legal basis for this program. What is happening? The fact that you don't know, you mass media, you don't know almost anything about this. It's about a lie. It's about propaganda. It's about censorship. They paid so many billions of euros to this system to lie to you, to us, or to hide evidence. Truth from the people, from the normal people.